field goal kickoff.
I love it.
You start at like a 25-yard field goal, and then you go to a 30-yard field goal
With your quarterback.
With whatever. I mean, I would not say something
okay,
like that.
but with your kicker.
With your kicker, you just keep going,
Yeah.
and then when someone misses, that's it.
Oh, it's like a
Just-
shootout.
Yeah, like a shootout or a penalty kick.
But like
Field
after a
goals.
15-minute
After the
overtime.
10-minute overtime period or whatever you
Okay.
have.
Oh
Yeah.
So it's a shootout because that's
It's
what they
exactly
do in,
like
soccer and
a
hockey.
soccer or a hockey overtime.
Oh man, so you got that poor kicker for 15 minutes,
And he never plays.
sweating his
Yeah.
butt off,
Never does shit.
just being like, man, I hope they score. Man, I hope
Somebody.
they score.
I
Somebody
can't do this.
score. Oh man, that would be.
Think about. So let's go back to the Green Bay Minnesota game
There'd
and
be
how that
so
overtime.
many more kickers
you know
fired
how-
in the regular
You know
season.
how the Minnesota kicker missed the kick right before the tie?
Yeah.
If that would have happened, even more, because he just missed the kick and that one kick would have won, and now he's in a shootout
Yes.
situation.
Yes. So you miss the overtime kick and then you get sent into
To do this huge.
your job
Yeah.
application. Like it's just oh my god. I like that.
That's
Let's
so
let's
ridiculous.
petition
It
that.
wouldn't
We'll write
happen
it up.
very often.
We'll
It
write
wouldn't
it
happen at all.
It wouldn't happen very
No,
often because
but-
think about
but-
the ties, but it would be a
but
really
it's-
cool thing that
it is-
did happen.
It is NFL app and Bleacher Report red alert notification. We got a shootout. There's 2 minutes left of
Yeah,
this overtime.
exactly.
Get on your phone. And I would stop what I'm doing, even if there were only 5. It can be San Francisco and Arizona in a West Divisional game. I'm here for the shootout. I love it, Brandon.
I came up with that like a couple weeks ago. And I
Oh.
think it's so cool.
I write it down.
Now I need to have a big idea because now he's got this. You got the realignment.
That's better than any suggestion Mike Greenberg has ever made to fix an NFL game. What you gave right there.
I think it's cool.
Oh,
same rules
And
for
it
college.
puts so
too.
much pressure. And
it's applicable.
yeah.
Like it's very
And
applicable.
the reason and it makes me think of it because of hockey and how they just do that.
shootout. Yeah.
Yeah, and I like that because it's a physical sport just like football is,
But the
or
ar-
soccer is a physical sport just like football. And then basketball and baseball, they continue to play until someone actually
Right.
wins. But in the physical sports, they just say, "All right, score," and we'll see who wins
But the argument is
without any more physical activity.
any of my soccer players on the field can make that kick. Any of my hockey players can
you
realistically
only have
be in
one
a
player
shootout.
to do
You got
this.
one kicker, and
Maybe-
he's done nothing besides this. So,
Make
do you make
your other players
do
be
you
able
make
to
it
kick.
a
You should
gimmick
alternate
rule?
your punter and your kicker.
Have an extra kicker on your team if you
An
need
extra
it. if you've
kick. Oh,
got-
that's too much.
No, but you're not worried about
your
it.
shootout kicker.
Do you think that you're gonna have?
Or you could swap.
And
in your-
Dominican Sue was an emergency place kicker for the Detroit Lions.
Oh my gosh.
He was actually kind of good at kicking field goals.
And Dominican Sue is good at everything.
I believe that no disrespect to kickers, but I believe that a high level athlete could become able to realistically kick 30-yarders.
All kickers are
35s.
all kickers are very athletic. They are very athletic.
I bet
players.
most NFL running backs with training and practice could kick 35-yard field goals.
I would say receivers better than running backs
Okay.
because I think they're more agile.
What about
and
your calves though? I'm talking about those tree trunks.
yeah, but those guys can still jump, so they still got. They have strong calves.
like maybe Jacksonville would have made a Super Bowl if Maurice Jones-Drew was their
yeah,
kicker.
that's an exception.
Adrian Peterson takes Minnesota to the Super Bowl off of kicking a field goal. That would be incredible.
Legitimately carrying
Chad
the
Johnson
team.
kicked an extra point in a preseason
Man,
game.
we're on a great topic here because I even have this on here. One rule you can change on the NFL. Brandon, is that your rule?
Yeah, that would
That's
be
it
my
right
rule.
there.
That's it. I love
Yeah.
it. I'm
That's
here.
high concept.
I'm here. I love it. How about you, Jake? Because
Ooh.
we had a pass interference call that was questionable,
Okay.
and we had an overtime.
Let me take a stance here. This is a rule I don't want changed, and I don't. So in a way, this is the one rule I can change because they're talking about it. I'm doing it the opposite way. I'm just fucking with you. I think that we should not be allowed to review pass interference penalties because I don't think you should be able to review any penalty because it's gonna break up the flow of the game and it's gonna break it up even worse than it is, and it's gonna be used for strategy. So, excuse me, I had a burp. If you're going to compare it to anything, you're going to hate this, but Colin Cowherd said it, and it was true. It's like, then you're going to see a guy throw a challenge flag and be like, yeah, let's look down here. Like, they're going to get super into the weeds about the rules and be like, Pretty sure he was pass interference.
That's
over
why
there.
that's why you don't up the amount of challenges given to coaches. You just say, yeah, everything's reviewable. Here's your 2+1.
I think the game has become too complicated.
How
for its
often
own good.
how often does a coach use a challenge in the first half compared to like the last 2 minutes of a game? Honestly.
Well, they can.
Honestly, you don't even see challenge flags that often.
Yeah.
But I think if you were able to challenge penalties, you would
It's a
you
slip-
wouldn't see it until the end of the game
It's a
because
slippery
that's when it's
slope, yeah.
more.
So that's how you keep it
It has to be the
from
2
over.
minutes?
That's how you keep it from. No, not even that. Just the number of challenges given to coaches, and there's nothing more. There's no more number of reviews.
I-
It's just
Challenges
you
count
can-
towards
I think
penalties
you can
and
challenge
plays on the field.
everything that is called or placed or named or anything.
Here's the problem. It's getting too complicated. The game, they're making everything. You can't touch a quarterback now. You
It's
can't.
all offensive based. Same thing baseball did.
Oh yeah, to make it more points. I get it, more entertaining. But the game is fine the way it is. I don't think it needs to be changed like that because you can't It's just gonna be like that where it's gonna be complete strategy, and you'd have to. Well, did he do it with this much time left? And then we're gonna have even more stoppage of games. I mean, half the time I'm watching a football game, I'm sitting there going, I don't know. Is that a catch? Is his knee down? Like, it slows the game.
I would have been okay with Sean Payton being able to throw a challenge flag on that pass interference though. Like you don't change
You
anything.
can't eliminate missed calls though.
That's
You
what
can't,
you're
but I
not.
think
You're
you
just
should be able to
giving the
eliminate
challenge
calls that
flag. You're
maybe
just
like that.
yeah. You're just expanding
almost-
the challenging on the field.
Just like a play where
Again, I just
it's
think it's a
blatantly
slippery
obvious.
slope.
I agree with you, and that's why you limit it to the number of challenges that a coach has.
Mm.
You just change what
Yeah,
he can challenge.
just doing it in general is not a good idea, but for very specific things, it could be a good option for it to make sure things are done correctly and no one would ever complain.
So
Mhm.
yeah,
They wouldn't complain as much about stuff like that.
I did it an opposite way, but that is a rule I don't want changed.
hmm One rule I really like, and the Baltimore Ravens tried to institute this and like brought it before. They brought it before the owners and the board of whatever the rules. The Baltimore owner brought it before them because their kicker's so strong, Justin Tucker, who I always try to take for fantasy, that they wanted a rule where if you kick the kickoff through the uprights,
To
it's
field
1
goal.
point.
Or 1 point.
You get 1 point. And their argument was, well, it's for safety because there's going to be a lot less run back kicks because everybody's trying to get a point. And I understand that, but I really like that rule. And I think, maybe it would help with kickoffs, but it would also add a little something to the game because nobody watches a kickoff. I don't really watch kickoffs, honestly,
Yeah, 'cause
unless I
you-
think it's going to be a run back or it's my team
Very
or
rarely do
it's
you
Devin
see that.
Hester. Like, not really.
Maybe Tyreek Hill.
Yeah, I'll watch
He
that.
doesn't even return kicks though,
He doesn't do it anymore. Yeah,
Yeah. just punts.
And Antonio Brown did that, but he was a punt returner.
But I like that rule if we could do 1 point for a kickoff through the uprights because it would maybe then you would have 2 kickers on your team because you got your
A guy
accuracy,
for
you got your
the- who was it?
shootout guys, and then you got your power guys.
Clemson had that. They had 2 kickers. They had a guy who only
kickers.
kicked, who only did
I know some
kickoffs.
NFL teams have done that going into the playoffs.
Yeah.
They've had 2 kickers.
They had a guy who kicked their field goals, and then they had a guy who did their kickoffs, and then a punter as well. So they had 3 different kickers, and this one guy could
It's a
kick
lot
it
of
through.
scholarship money.
Could kick it through the. They're probably walk-ons.
For a kicker.
Probably walk-ons. So it doesn't.
Yeah, because in the
most
NFL,
kickers are walk-ons.
You can't. You get one, maybe. Well, you get 2 kickers, but